have a severe mental disability, day-to-day life can often be frustrating and overwhelming. Everyday tasks that others take for granted, such as getting out of bed or interacting with people at the store, can be too much to handle. Oftentimes, you might not be able to support yourself financially. Luckily, our government has a Social Security disability program designed to assist individuals who are unable to work due to physical or mental limitations. However, the application process for SSD is complicated, and a majority of applications are initially denied. This is where an experienced SSD lawyer can come in handy. Attorney Cindy Berger is here today to give us an insider's look at the world of Social Security disability law as it relates to mental illness, and to explain how having an attorney on your side can help you through this rather complicated process. So Cindy, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, Cynthia, there's a lot of stigma associated with mental illness, and it can really make it difficult to get help. Can you comment on that?
Sure I can. People are generally pretty upset when they get a diagnosis of mental illness. They don't feel good. Things are not going right for them. Sometimes it's a relief to find out why and that it's a diagnosed condition and that it can be treated. But there is some stigma associated with a mental illness diagnosis. There should not be. It's an illness like every other illness that's diagnosed, identified, and treated.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. Now, if someone has been diagnosed with a mental illness, are they automatically eligible for Social Security disability benefits?
No, a diagnosis alone does not make you eligible for Social Security disability. The diagnosed condition must affect you in a way that you have problems functioning on a day-to-day basis, and therefore you would have trouble working because of your illness.
The Social Security Administration Office has a list of mental health diagnoses that they look to first when trying to decide if someone is disabled. What if an individual's mental illness does not meet all of the requirements of the diagnoses on the list? Does that mean that they are automatically ineligible for Social Security disability benefits?
Social Security's list of impairments as they relate to mental illness start off with a diagnosis, then it's followed by some requirements of symptoms, as well as some further requirements as to how these symptoms affect your ability to function, to perform tasks in the activities of daily living and the like. If your diagnosed mental health condition does not meet all these requirements, it doesn't mean that you cannot get disability. Really, what you have to show is that you have a diagnosed mental illness and that condition interferes with your daily activities to such an extent that you could not be expected to work.
If an individual doesn't take a prescribed medication for their mental illness because they can't afford it, will that affect their application?
It could. It's not a very good situation to be in. If you are in that situation, the first thing you should do is seek the help of your mental health professionals to see whether or not you can get some assistance with your prescriptions or some medication that can be provided as samples to you. Because it is very important to take your medication. Social Security wants to know how you function at your best, which means when the medication is fully effective. If you are unable to get medication, you need to let Social Security know the reasons why you are unable to obtain and take your medication, because it is important.
And we've probably all seen evidence of that with someone in our family or in our lives. Cindy, what if someone's application is denied? What are the next steps that you recommend they take?
Well, you only have 60 days to appeal a denial of benefits. So the first thing you should do is appeal that denial. And then you need to wait for the next level of appeal, where your medical records will be reviewed again and updated medical records will be provided. So the second most important thing that you need to do is go to your doctors regularly, don't miss appointments, and follow your doctor's instructions.
Great information. Cindy, before we go, do you have any final thoughts on Social Security disability and mental illness that you feel people should know?
Please don't feel that you have to suffer alone if you have a mental illness and you cannot work. Seek the help of mental health treatment professionals. It's really important. And if you can't work, apply for Social Security disability.
And if they have questions, I believe they can call your office, correct?
Correct. You can always call our office to talk about any questions you might have regarding Social Security disability.
Very good. Cindy, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Until next time, this is Cindy Speaker for Pennsylvania Law TV.